Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. No XY. Just check out the channel and welcome back to a Money Talk Mondays. Let's get straight into it, and I'll shout everybody out. Back in the days, Black United States citizens, Latin American blacks, we had to buy our way out of slavery. Today, everyone has to buy their way out of slavery. What do I mean by that? Well, let me give you an example. Let me share the screen with you guys right away. We're going to get straight into this. And I'll shout everybody out in the room. I see you guys over there. I'll shout everybody out in the room in a second. Okay, so check this out. I was just watching. I was having a talk with Big Boss the other day on, if you haven't seen the video on his channel about the exchange of time for money. And I was watching David Bond, and I was seeing how he was trying to reclaim his time. And I started realizing, what is the price for your freedom? And let's see. So back in the day, you had to pay for slavery, and the price of freedom in 1802 was basically around $500 if you go by the amount that Johnson and Diggs agreed upon in 1802. Currently, freedom is basically having the ability to retire and do what you want to do with your time. That's what I consider. I'm not going to go by the definition this time. I'm going to tell you what I consider freedom. I consider freedom being how much time that you spend on doing things you like to do. If you are doing things that you need to do to provide an income, I don't consider that freedom. So how much of a day that you have is free? Now, let's say you go to work for 8 hours a day, right? Go to work for 8 hours a day. Let's say you sleep for 8 hours a day. That's 16 hours a day. It's only 24 hours in a day, right? So if you go to work for 8 hours a day, you sleep for 8 hours a day, maybe going back and forth to work, it takes you an hour. So now you're talking 17 hours. And then you got to eat. Say you eat 3 times a day, 30, 30, 30. You just 90. It's almost an hour, 30 minutes. So it's like 18 hours and a half. 18 and a half hours out of your 24-hour day, you are not necessarily free. We'll get the eating thing will give us some leeway, but let's just say 18 hours, you're not necessarily free. So you're telling me 6 hours a day you're free if you work a full-time job. That's crazy. That's crazy. So I said, okay, so the equivalent of freedom or buying your freedom would be being able to retire. Because once you retire, you pretty much can do whatever you want. What did I say? How much does it cost for the average United States citizen? And I can only go by United States citizens because I live in the United States. How much does it cost the average United States citizen to actually retire? And then I looked into it, and it basically was saying many financial professionals recommend that you account between 70 and 80% of your pre-retirement income each year of your retirement. This means that if you're currently earning $60,000 a year, you should plan to spend between $42,000 and $48,000 annually when you retire. Okay, so what's the retirement age? Because see, with numbers, we can pretty much calculate anything, right? So we can calculate what it pretty much causes you to buy your freedom. And this is at 60, this is at the retirement age. And the retirement age, let's say it's for all intents and purposes, let's say the retirement age is 65, right? Well, now we need to know the life expectancy age. So we know how much freedom you have from when you retire to when you pass on. So let's see life expectancy. Life expectancy is 78, right? So let's just say, we're going to count 0.7. So you retire at 65 and you're down by 78. It's about 13 years of freedom. So if we lived, I want to do some math. So let me get my phone real quick. Let me get my phone real quick so I can do some math. Hold up. I'm gonna calculate how much time, and you still have to pay for this. Let's get this wrong. You still have to pay for your freedom. But let me calculate how much time the system of the United States says that you deserve of freedom in your entire life. So let's calculate. So let's say you're living to 78, right? What percent? Let me see. What percentage of 78 is 13? Let me try this again. What percentage of 78 is 13? Okay, so that's not coming right. Okay, so that comes up to 16.67. So let's just say 17% of your life. The system that we currently reside in says you deserve to be quote unquote free only for 17% of your life. I don't know about anybody else, but that sounds crazy to me. And now let's go more into it. Let's go more into it, right? So, in order to be free, you have to be financially able to provide for yourself. How much does it say you need to provide for yourself? Let's go back again. So, you need about 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement income. So, let's just say you make 60,000, right? So, between that 42 to 48. Okay. So, you're going to live for 13 years and you make, let's just say 40. Let's say you can survive on 40,000, right? So, you're going to live 13 years, right? So, we do 13 times 40,000. That's $520,000. That's what it costs to buy your freedom now. At 65. At 65, you can buy your freedom for $520,000 in the United States. This is what they want you to believe. And when I say they, I'm not going to say the government. I'm not going to say the Democrats. I'm not going to say Republicans or liberals. I'm going to say they, the hierarchy of the people who run the United States. They want you to believe that you have to buy your freedom. What? Now picture this. Once again, for those that are just coming in, picture this. Which once called, and look how ironic this is. Just look how ironic this is. It once cost slaves $500 to buy their freedom in 1802. We are in 2022, and it now costs $520,000. $520,000 from $500 to buy your freedom. You gotta find a way around this, fellas. And this now that I give you all the stats, I'll shout everybody out, and then we'll go into more conversation about reclaiming your time, and what things can cause you to have to extend your time or give you less a percentage of freedom. So let me shout everybody in the room. I just wanted to go through that intro before we get into it. We got 33 people in the room. I hope you guys hit the like button. Let's go straight into it, all right? Let me shout everybody out. Travel Squad in a building. It's the Flyboy. Don't ask why. You got it. Let me see. I'm mad early. About to watch Fox News. Hey, we need to hit from both sides to really get a good perspective. Be right back. Salute all the travelers, the veterans, active service duties, and the future soldiers. It is a crazy world. Future soldiers. Words of weapons. What's going on, man? Yes. Global paper. Brazil a die. Models and bottles. Investments a die. Rooftops for life. And he says, the Flyboy, your hat game is mean, but you can't play with my sneaker game. Ooh, you lucky I ain't got it on me right now, boy. Ooh, copped a couple new pairs. Dog Nuts, what's going on, man? What's going on, Dog Nuts? Oh, yeah, rooftops for life. Investments to die is facts. No other way, man. D. Smith, what's going on, man? $3,500 a month is retirement on a low scale. Yes, I'm just giving it on a low basic scale. We're not even talking about something more extravagant, and we're just talking about on a basic scale. It costs you $520,000 to buy your freedom after retirement. You gotta think about this, fellas, ladies. Residual income is important. Pay off your debts. We'll get into that too. Yes, definitely. I'm not leaving the country unless I have $5K per month to live off of. It's just my birth. Okay. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot in a lot of countries. Definitely smash the like button, y'all. KJ Frazier, I just found your channel interesting. Need a segment on Puerto Rico and NYC as possible. if you're talking about the black man's guide, there probably won't be a black man's guide to Puerto Rico or NYC because of the fact that it is within the states. I know Puerto Rico is really not a state, but you get the drift. I did Hawaii because Hawaii is just so far out there, it needed to be done. But there's a lot of brothers in here that can give you a analysis on that. I have an uncle I just saw in Jersey. He's 70 and will be going to assisted living home at $5K for assisted living. It's crazy. That's a crazy type of freedom, man. Getting out the hole is hard, man. OG Mafia, it is, but there's always a way, man. And we'll go through some ways because, like I said, I don't want to just tell you the problem. I believe in people explaining different solutions because there's not only one solution. There's a bunch of different solutions. Chad, what's going on, man? He says you got to equate inflation in that retirement amount. It's 3 to 5% annually. Yes, especially if you have a fixed income with inflation, things can get even worse. Like for the people who are now retired, things are going to get worse because of the fact that their fixed income is not going to be able to spend. Oh man, where's the let me see if I can show you guys. I wish I could show you. It was on I think it was on Baller Alert. So let me share this with you guys. I want to put on Baller Alert real quick. Hold up. Let me plug this in real quick. If it goes out, I'll be right back. I'll plug this in real quick. Hold up. I want to plug it in so it don't die. Oh man. Hold on, y'all. Wow, this new plug ain't working. There you go. Oh wow, this new plug is not working. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to plug this in so it can charge. There we go. All right. Yeah, I want to show you guys something on Ball Alert I have seen, and it's crazy, right? Instagram. Go to Ball Alert. Oh, I think it's Ball Alert. Ball Alert. And where's that? They be posting so much stuff. All right, here we go. Right here. I found it. All right. So I'm gonna share the screen with you guys, and I want to show you something. Then we'll get right back into it. All right. I got my militant look on right now because it's a shame that we have to like find this out for ourselves. This is not something that school would teach you, fellas, ladies. This is just what it is. All right. So Ball Alert had this video right here, and this will give you an example of inflation.
Price changes I've been doing the past few weeks are crazy.
Check this out. I got muted. Look at the price changes. I forgot I had music. From $2 to $4.78. From $11 to $13. My fault. Yeah, $13.12. This is what they call by inflation, and this is kind of, if I want to branch it back to basically what they were saying in Cartagena when people throwing money, and I was trying to explain to people how it's not the throwing money that's causing the price to go up. It's the need for more US dollars because things cost more. Just simply is because it mostly leads to the printing of money. Because let me try to break it down a little bit more for you guys. All right, so the more money that's printed, right? The more money that's printed. When I say printed, I mean created and put into circulation by the United States government. The more money that's printed in the United States, the less the value of the money around the world, which means that people around the world need more dollars now because there's so much money printing out that people need more dollars to survive, to get pros, to treat a woman out to eat. So this is all, like I said, inflation. Let me get that one out real quick. I just wanted to show y'all that, to show y'all just a chance of what's going on. For all those that are coming in, what's going on? Great topic. Yeah. You got to equate inflation. We got that part. What's going on, Jay the Great? Yeah, definitely, man. Like after like 15 more minutes, I'll put the link in the room if anybody wants to come in. But you got to have a video because they have issues with people trying to spam people with like pictures and stuff. So you got to have a video if you want to come in and talk. But I'll put it in the room so everybody can join in. You're looking at 1.5 or better. Actually, I don't know. It really depends on the lifestyle you really want. Like in the United States, like you're gonna have to really cut back on a lot of stuff. But we're gonna get into more of how you can lower that amount, options like outside of the country, and things like that. Because the thing is that there's no way. Like I don't, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but common sense tells you you don't work basically 85% of your life to only be free 15%. At no point does that make any sense. And they won't teach you that in school. They won't teach you that in college. They won't teach you that. Your parents won't know that because we've been taught the same stuff over and over again. So we gotta use this platform and platforms like this to communicate with each other and teach each other like, yo, there's a lot of stuff you can do to not end up only being free for 15% of your life and having to pay $520,000 to be free when it used to only cost $500 for slaves to be free. OG Bobby Johnson, what's going on, man? Prince O, what's good, my brother? Jay Brass, yeah. Mr. Kid says, yo, travel is the way to go. It is one way to go. It's definitely one way to go, man. Dino, what's up, man? Dino, you can never be free if you punch a clock. Listen, free info tonight. Investments and buy property, guys. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm just trying to get to the end of this, and then we'll go some more into the conversation. Places starting to open back up. Yes, because at the end of the day, things being shut down hurts everybody. Now, here's the thing, and this is just my presumption. This is my perspective. It's not facts. It's not this. When the pandemic occurred, right, a lot of people who had money were making more money. And those that wasn't making money, they had enough money to last through so that the people who didn't have the money had to sell everything. Now, they having to sell everything, not at a discount. They might even got more money for it. But they're selling everything. Like where I live in the city of Newark, right? A lot of the properties now, because people think they can get so much more. People can get so much money for their property. Like when I brought my, and I know I'm going into a little soliloquy, but look, when I brought my property here, my property I paid $230,000 after fixing it up for, right? The property is currently worth $500 and some change, $505,000. And guess what? I can sell it, take that money, pay off my other properties, and be okay. But here's the thing: $500,000 isn't what it was even 3 years ago. $500,000 doesn't have the same power as it did 300 years ago. I mean, three years ago. And a lot of people are not noticing that, and they're just selling the house. So this whole area where I live in the North is being brought up. And I don't want to say there's a particular race buying it up. I have seen a particular group of people buying it up, but I won't say it. But it's crazy because they don't teach you the value of. They just see they see the numbers. You have somebody who's older who doesn't really know what we know from you. Like a lot of things that we learn from on the computer because school didn't teach us, right? A lot of older folks, they don't use the computer. Like older Black, older Hispanics, older Latin American, older other nationalities, and they don't really know how to use the computer. So they don't understand the stuff we understand now. So they go and say, oh my God, he wants to buy my house for more than $300,000 and I paid for it. And they sell it. And then you can't go nowhere. And then your family behind you, the generations behind you, they can't buy nothing either because everything is so high now. And that's what I'm saying. That's why they had to start opening stuff up because people was man, it's rough. OG Mafia. I actually from a poor neighborhood in DR. I'm starting my own cleaning company. That's dope. That's dope, man. In PA, I already got a contract with 2 companies and some people to hire for the job. But we're trying to make it. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. And this is why everybody needs to be on YouTube. And I know it sounds crazy that I'm telling everybody to be on YouTube, but everybody's story can help somebody else. There might be somebody right now that is from the DR who just so happen to be lucky enough, because that's a lucky thing, to be able to come over here and come to the States and be able to work. It might be somebody that just don't know what to do. They're like, dang, what can I do? I don't want to keep working for this minimum wage of $7.50 an hour. And then they see OG Mafia say, yo, I started my own company. Come work for me. You'll make a little bit more than $7 an hour. You make $10, $15 an hour. And then I'll show you how to run a business. And you can have like a partnership with me. You know what I mean? This is why we need everybody to chap in, man. Chad said this pandemic made inflation worse. Inflation went up 7% in 2020 and almost 10% in 2021. The Fed is sinking the stock market. Yes, you're definitely right. But the thing is that I think this year inflation in 2022 is going to be at least 13%. I know a lot of people won't understand what that means, but if you just seen that example what I played, do I still have it up here? Let me see if I still have it up here. I don't. But if you just see that example I paid where the Walmart prices of paper plates went from $11 to $13, then you understand what inflation is. What's going on, Ali Muhammad? Our U.S. dollars are backed by resources, oil, diamonds, cobalt. Great. Okay. Only 85% of your life to be free, 15% of your life. Damn, that's deep. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You live 85% of your life to be free, 15% of your life. This can't be the way as best, man. It can't be. It just can't be. And I mean, like, it's beyond crazy, man. It's beyond crazy. Like I said, I try to show everybody the numbers first before I just go out and say stuff. The reason why I don't just go out and say stuff is because then people want to counteract, like, oh, that's not true, and pull all this stuff out. But no, I just showed you guys the numbers, man. HD chilling. The U.S. is all about working until you die. Yes, and that's the thing, though. Like, see, people from other countries, right? A lot of people from other countries, and now I'm just talking about people from the U.S. And it's not just black people, because white poor people are getting the same education as black people. Hispanic and Latin American people who are born here, whose families might have been born here, they're getting the same education, the poor education in the schools that's teaching, or the miseducation in the schools that's teaching us the exact same thing. Work until you die. It's crazy, man. It's beyond crazy. And then it's like, it's beyond crazy, man. I'm heading to Cartagena in 10 days. Any tips? Make sure you got your vax, because if you don't have a vax, they're not gonna let you in. Make sure your condominium or wherever you're staying is guest friendly, and make sure you call your bank to make sure your credit cards work. Don't use debit cards, use credit cards. 55 people in the room. Hope you hit the like button. Real estate is the way. Like I said, there's so many different ways, man. Travel Squad, there's so many different ways. I'm a firm believer in real estate, because at the end of the day, you need a place to live. And if you can solidify a place for you to live, everything else will come when it comes. You know what I mean? Gentrification, buy low, sell high, never sell your old property. Yes, but the whole thing is that a lot of the things is that the people my age and low, like, if you were born, if you're like 35 and under, if you're 35 and under, it's going to be almost super hard for you to get a crib, because most people, and even in the course of life, like I said, I love backing stuff up with this. Shout out to StreamYard, they allowed me to be able to do this. So let me share the screen with you guys again, because I want to show you guys the age at which people buy homes. At what age do people buy their first home? At 34. In 2018, the median average of the first-time home buyer is 34, according to the National Association of Realtors. Bruh, it's almost no way that somebody right now that's 34 just most likely has college debt, and then I think it's a college trap. College has not, getting a bachelor's degree, unless you're going for a major like a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, it's basically worthless now, because everybody has one. And when everybody has one, it lowers the thing. And if you don't have one, you can go into a trade and you won't have all this debt. So basically, again, of the 34-year-olds that are ready to buy houses, like, I wish I could. Can I show that? Is that a way I can show this way? Let me see. How many 34-year-olds have? Wait, let me see. How much is the college debt? How much is the average college debt in United States? Look at this. Look at what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. It's a setup. It's a setup. We gotta wake up, people. We gotta wake up. I don't know if you guys see that, but the average student loan debt for a recent 4 years degree graduate is $28,000. $28,000. That's a down deposit on a crib. That's a down deposit on a house. And that $28,000 debt, it weighs against you when you apply for a crib. So like I said, the 34-year-olds that are buying the houses now are like, they're already on average, they're already $25,000 in debt. So it makes it even more impossible now. And that's what I'm saying. Between the people who are 35 who can't buy their own crib right now, and the old folks who just don't know what's going on because they're not financially educated to the point that we are from learning online, it's looking bad. It's looking bad for us, man. It's looking bad for us. I'm thinking about moving to Mexico. I'm a young black man from Arizona. Any tips, my brother? Yes, this is what I would say, man. If you can, stack as much bread as you can in the States. Try to get a career. If you really want to move, like right away, get a career that you can work online. Work from the States for the first year and then move. Now build your income up so you have a nest egg to get out of any situation you get when you're there. Because the whole thing is this: a lot of people go to other countries, and this is why I try to keep my channel not to be just on travel. Because you can travel the world your whole life, right? But it's going to come to a point. Excuse me. It's going to come to a point where YouTube is not going to give you the money. You're not going to make the right now. If anybody is really on YouTube right now, you took a big hit from the people, the advertisers not advertising people's channels or advertising on people's channels. You took a big hit. It may be a point where YouTube does something that cuts off half the advertisers. You can't just depend on YouTube. You can't just depend on online. You got to have a nest egg. So that's what I would tell you, man. Stay a year, build your income, and then once you have like a $10,000 or $15,000 nest egg, and you have a career that you've been working at a year online, then move over, man. I mean, yeah. Where's James? What's going on, man? Fly, we got to chat about real estate. I'm out here working in Texas. Okay. Like I said, anybody, you guys can hit me on Instagram. You guys know I respond pretty fast. I don't give anybody my number or email, but like if you contact me on Instagram and you want to talk, I'll listen to it. I'll even talk back on it sometimes. Or if I'm at work, I'll say something and I'll come back later. But yeah, that's the best way to get me, man. Uno C, what it do? It's getting to the point where the best case scenario is to live abroad outside of the States in countries where the dollar is dominant. Here's the thing though. In order to live abroad, you must have an income coming from the States. This is my perception. I could be wrong. Some people will find a way, but in order to live abroad, you have to have an income coming from the States. Yes, there are a lot of online companies you can work for. Shout out to Andre and Andrea from Love Crossing Borders. If y'all need to know a list, they had a list of 100 or 200 companies that you could work from abroad. So that's one thing you can do, but you definitely don't want to depend on that because at any time it can go away. And if you have to come back to the States and start all over again, it may be hard if you don't have a foundation here. So you definitely want to really stack a next egg. And on top of that, you want to have some passive income, whether it's real estate, whether you have a significant amount of money in stocks that have dividends that's paying you quarterly, whether it's crypto and you have a interest-bearing crypto account that's giving you money, or if it's a business that you run, like shout out to Barber World TV, who owns a bunch of barbershops, and he's able to travel and go overseas and make extra money on YouTube because he has these barbershops. This is all different ways. You just can't put everything in one basket because when you do that, things mess up. Deal, what's up, man? Okay. Shout out to the UK, right? Yeah. Why don't you want to use a debit card, only credit card? Here's it, Dino. And we're almost at 30 minutes. I'll put the link in the room at 30 minutes so you guys can join in. I just wanted to get that off my head and tell you that we got to find a way. Dino, here's the reason why you don't want to use a debit card overseas. Not a lot, but there's a chance that if you use a debit card overseas, there could be a scam where they have something in the machine and it reads your debit card and they take money out of your debit card. The debit card process to get your money back is way harder than the credit card process. That's why you want to use a credit card. It has way more protection, and you don't want to. You want to bring your debit card for emergency purposes to pull out cash, but you don't want to keep using your debit card everywhere you go. It looks 45 now. It looks like 45 now. 45,000 a year. Man, listen, yo. I mean, I want to give some more solutions. I'm going to give some solutions before I bring people in the room. I want to give some solutions because it can't just all be about the things. It can't be all just about the definitely not 90K. It's definitely not 90K, man. You talking about for the 45 is for the debt? No, that's crazy. I just want to do the average. That's crazy. That is crazy. That'd be it can't be 90, but 45 it could be. That's crazy. Family college is a trap. Family college is a trap unless you're going for a STEM degree. STEM, for those that don't know, is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, right? So for those that don't know, I went to STEM. I went to Science High in Newark. I'm very good with numbers, so it was easy for me to see this past the BS of college. Even though I went to college and graduated, I went to college for free because I didn't have no money and I got financial aid, and it was a community college. This is what I'm saying. There's always ways around. Like, a lot of people, you can't go out and tell people don't buy the flyers, clothes, but you got to think of it like this. This is the way I think of it. Whenever you spend money, think about how much freedom is going to cost you. Okay, so this Gucci jacket I want costs $1,000. How long do I have to work to make that $1,000? Let's say I make $1,000 in a week. Let's say I make $1,000 a week. So now I have to be a slave for 5 days in order to buy this jacket. Is that jacket worth my freedom for 5 days? And that's how I look at stuff. That's why you see me shopping at Former Mills. And I mean, I drive, like, all my cars are paid for. They're older cars, because I look at everything like, is this worth my freedom? A lot of the younger kids and younger people, they really don't understand how important your freedom is, because I mean, sometimes I hate to say it, but we have been, besides us being trained, we have been kind of spoiled in the United States with the stuff that we've been able to get off of nothing. But it got to change somewhere, fellas. And I know you can't change all people. You definitely ain't gonna change all black people, and you definitely ain't gonna change all people. But for the 15% of people who get what I'm saying, yo, this is the time. Right now is the time you need to make that change. Start looking at stuff like, yo, how much is this phone gonna cost? I have my phone since 2017. I've had this phone since 2017. It's 2022 right now. You know why I have this phone? This phone is paid off. This phone doesn't cost me $26 of freedom a month. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Let me see. It's good that you can't look at like that. If you go get a good job based on education, you lost. But that's the thing. Here's the thing. The percentage of oh man, I love Google spoils me. What is the percentage? I can't spell it, of college graduates that work in their field? Oh, look at this. Let's share the screen with you guys real quick. Okay. The National Association of Colleges and Employers, NACE, recently analyzed the outcome of 563 bachelor graduates across 337 colleges and universities, and found that only 50% of the class of 2020 had full-time jobs with a traditional employer, meaning they are not working as a freelancer or entrepreneur. 50% in school. If you get a 50 in school, you fail. If you get a 60 in school or 59 in school, you fail. A 60 is a barely passing grade. But yet they want you to believe that college is the way. But it fails based on getting your employment. It just, you can, a lot of people, the issue is that when people get on stage and debate this, I won't say argue, but when they debate this point, they debate with emotion. I like to debate with facts and numbers and statistics, because, man, that's a failing grade. 50% of people, the other 50% have to pay $28,000 to $45,000, and they stuck. And the more you don't pay, the more your interest grows. Man, listen, it's a Ponzi scheme. Yo, college, unless you're going for a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or doctor, lawyer, engineer, it's a Ponzi scheme. That's what college is, man. Right now, college is a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, a lot of people saying that, man. Get your waiter. Oh God, dang, Joseph. See, and here's where here's even really here. Oh shoot, drink some water. Hold on a second, y'all. Here's where they even get you more in the Ponzi scheme of college. You can't declare that debt on bankruptcy. You can't bankrupt out of that debt. If you buy a car, you can bankrupt out of that. You buy a house, you can bankrupt out of that. This is stuff that costs more than a college degree. If you If you go and get a loan to start a business, and if your business fails and you owe $200,000, you can call bankruptcy out of that. But they won't let you bankruptcy out of college debt. You know why? Because that's how they get you to forever be a slave. And that's how they make sense of you working 85% of your life to be free for 15%. And you still got to pay $520,000 for that 15% of the life you're free. For those that are just coming in, I hope you hit the like button. And what I'm talking about, we talked about in the beginning. So if you see that in the future, you'll understand what I'm saying here. Brought my career about 2002. I was around 40. I still have my property, getting ready to rent my property, move out of the country. Listen, this different ways. Now let's start talking about. We've talked about the problem enough. Let's start talking about different ways to do it. And you know what? I'm going to put the link in the room. My request is the only thing that you have to do is you have to have a video, like a video thing like this. You can't just have a picture because people can switch the picture and put a picture that's not. But you got to have a video like this so we can talk. And if you want to join the room, and we're going to talk about solutions that you know or that I know that can help people get out of this mind state and get out of the fact. Yo, this is so. I mean, because every time I think it's so stupid that we work. Most people, I'm not going to do it, but most people work 85% of their life to be free for 15% of their life and got to still pay $520,000. It's nuts, man. So let me put the link in the room for you guys. I'll stop sharing that. Let me put the link in the room. Let's see, invite, copy the clipboard, and put the link in the room. See if anybody want to jump in. I'll look down. I'll keep going, but I'll look down temporarily. I'll look down and see if I see somebody come in when they come in. But I'm gonna put the link in the room. Anybody want to join and help give solutions to people how they can get past this? Because we got to find a way, fellas. Like I said, ladies, we got to find a way if you're here, man. Riley said just use ATMs inside banks inside. Yeah, that also works too sometimes. And the crazy thing is that when you overseas, your fee for taking money out is only is less than $1. It's crazy. International credit card fees can be a great thief in your money. Don't swipe cards unless international fees are waived. Okay. Lawyers produce nothing value inside. They get paid to lie, literally. I think they don't get paid to lie. They get paid to win. Now, if lying is part of winning, you know what I mean? This is the way society is, man. Let's see. The people that defend going to college seem to be the people who went to criminal justice or psychology about owe $50,000 in debt, plus make arguments from an emotional standpoint. They got. Yes, that's how it is. The argument ends up always going emotional when people who went to college who have debt, because at the end of the day, they understand that, wow, this debt may not have been worth giving up my freedom for. If I owe $40,000, right? Follow me here. If I owe $40,000 in college debt and I only make $60,000 a year, that's going to take me quite a while to pay off. Even if somehow I can give not 50%. If I can get, let's just say I can get $10,000 a year, which is impossible. Let's say I can get $5,000 a year out of all my bills. I make $60,000. I can pay $5,000 a year towards my $40,000 college bill. That $40,000, $5,000 a year is going to take you what? 2 times 4, 8 years, right? 8 years to pay it off. 5 times 5. It's going to take you 8 years to pay it off. But then you got to add the interest also. So it's going to probably take you like 10 years to pay off $40,000. So let's say you start working at, you ain't going to start working until you get out of college. So you get out of college 21. Let's say you start working at 23. Let's say you start working at 23. It takes you 10 years to pay it off. Oh, you ain't going to have a kid for 10 years? So you ain't going to have no nice cars for 10 years? It's a long process, man. It's crazy, man. But let's talk about solutions. All right, let's talk about solutions. All right, so for all intents and purposes, we'll start with the easiest solution, which I feel is the easiest solution. real estate. Real estate is, to me, the simplest solution for someone in the United States. And the reason why I say real estate is the simplest solution for someone in the United States is simply because you don't have to have $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 at once to get real estate. All you needed to be doing is working at a job for 2 years and have 3.5 to 5% of the money down. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, right? But check this out. If you can put $5,000 towards a college debt, towards a college loan, then you can put $5,000 towards a saving. And it only takes 5 times 6, 30,000. It only takes 6 years for you to put 30,000 away. I always say a 10-year plan is what to have best, because in 10 years you can be financially free with a house. But it only takes you 6 years to build $30,000 up. And in those 6 years, as long as you're working consistently and you put $5,000 a year, let's break it down, because $5,000 a year sounds like a lot, right? But it's not. $5,000 a year. Let me see, because I want to get these numbers right. $5,000 divided by 52.
The answer is approximately 96.154 United States dollars.
$96 a week. Let's just say $100 a week. Let's just say $100 a week for 6 years, and you could be financially free. You ain't got to worry about, like, you could work for a little bit longer, but then you could be financially free. You buy a multifamily house, you live in one floor, like I told you guys before. You buy a multifamily house, you live in one floor, you rent the other floor. Once you've been there for a year, you move in the basement, you rent the both floors, and you live in free. You then get another place and you do it again. And you do that. I personally only wanted to do it 3 times, 2 times, because to me, it's more important to have my freedom and my free time to do what I want than to own a bunch of property. Like, here's the thing. How they get you. They want people to be rich. And I'm going to add OG in the room. I'm about to add OG in the room, man. They want people to be rich. Right after the statement, I'm going to add OG and Where's James. They want you to desire to be rich, right? But if you really think about it, do you want to live the life that these rich people live? Me personally, I don't want to live the life that Bill Gates lived. I don't want to live the life that Warren Buffett lived. Their life isn't entertaining to me. It isn't. I don't see them with their family a lot. I don't see them going around the world. So my desire to be as wealthy as them is not there. Let me join everybody in the room first. Let me shout out OG in the building.
What's up, fly boy?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Living large and in charge. I'm just gonna welcome everybody in the room and let you talk and everybody go around, okay?
All right.
Cool. James, what's going on, James? Where's James in the building? What's going on, man?
Hey, yes, sir. This is the connection. Oh man, I'm kind of lagged out over here.
Oh, you can't see? Oh man, it's okay. Just stay in. If you gotta go in and come back out, I'm gonna add Chad the Great too. Hey, Chad the Great's in the building. What's going on?
Much, man. Chilling. Was good with y'all.
Okay. KJ Foster, you gotta get like a video. The only reason why I let Chad the Great in because I know him personally. Oh, you got a video? Cool. Let me see. I'm gonna wait. I gotta wait till your video come up. But OG, you start first. Where's James? You go next. Chad and Johnson, solutions or any information on the situation we got going on here.
Solution to the problem is
for sure, bro.
Save your money, stack much as you can. As I was growing up, I worked and I just save money. So when I wanted to retire, hey, I was able to retire. I'm retired now. I'm gonna buy some property in South America, rent my place out. You cannot retire in California, not where I live. You cannot.
Wait, you live in California? Golly. Yes. Boy, I hear rent is like $2,000 for 1 bedroom.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's going up.
Let me add KJ. I'm gonna add you to the room. We're gonna still go in the order with OG talking in, and then James, and then go to Chad, and we go to KG. All right, OG, keep going. OG. Tell us some more, man. Like, what was your process of getting that place you live now? And what like, do you plan on living overseas for the full time or going back and forth?
No, I'm out for good. I'm just gonna rent my place. I'm gonna live off my rental money, and income. Hey, and then hit 65 or 67, get that social. That'd just be additional.
Oh, so you retired before 65?
I'm 60.
This is what I'm talking about. See, listen. A day under 65, you beat the system. A year under 65, you beat the system. 5, 10, 20 years under 65, you beat the system because the system is set up for us to only live 15% of our life free.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Where's James? What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's on your mind?
Man, I just want the young people out there. I know we always got a lot of older cats, you know, on with the streaming and the travel life, you know, but I want the young groups to know, you know, man, regardless of your age, you know, you can travel the world, see the world, get to know new cultures. And also as far as this real estate, you know, I'm new to it, but last year around 23, when I first hit 23, I closed on my first property. I am in like the Oklahoma, Texas. I go back and forth within the two, but Oklahoma got some cheap real estate right now, so I'm just capitalizing on that. And the process for me was a little different, man, because a lot of people, you know, they think you have to have this credit and this and that, but it's ways around it and it's loopholes of getting a property without your credit. So I'm doing some type of owner financing, rent to own type of deal right now with my property.
Okay.
And I'm pretty close to putting it on Airbnb. And after that, man, it's smooth selling, traveling the world, getting that income from Airbnb, adding extra incomes to my portfolio, and, you know, keeping it going, man.
So even with the rent to own, you're allowed. You're gonna be able to find a way to be able to rent that out.
Oh yeah. So with the rent to own, depending on the specific, it's all about the contract. So in that contract, before I signed, I made sure and I asked them like, hey, are y'all cool with me subleasing this property? It was all good. It wasn't no problem. Some companies, they have an issue with that, but you know, it's all in that contract. As long as the contract don't say that you're good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Chad
man.
the Great, what's going on, man? And wait, before we get to Chad the Great, we want to come back later after Chad the Great goes and KG goes. We want to come back to OG so we can speak more in the international aspect of things because that's something that most people don't even know. But Chad the Great.
Pretty much, man. You need a combination of a lot of things. I mean, I invested in crypto. I bought some Ethereum, some Dogecoin, which is trash now. You gotta really invest in like the major coins and Bitcoin. Real estate I haven't gotten into yet. I'm about to buy some property soon. It's just I had to get myself out of some bad situation, some bad business deals I did with some people who aren't really like invested as much as I was. And then stocks, man. Shout out to Branjor that was on your live was it like almost a month ago or so? Yeah, he gave out some good stock tips. I bought some stock, me and my pops. I waited, I bought when it was low, and then it shot back up. So that was a move. So
the crypto situation, isn't there something you could do when you own crypto and you get interest off of that or something like that?
It's really buying and selling, to be honest. The main cryptos you really want to buy and hold. You want to buy low, then sell high. Well, I'm really just holding. I haven't really I'm not really into the whole trading situation. Gotcha. I know I got to learn more about it, but it's a lot to deal with, like keeping up with prices going up and down daily. So I really just buy and hold. Like my homie right in the beginning of the pandemic, he bought when he was I believe it was like 16 or 17, and he held until it was almost like 60. Then he cashed out, and then he bought again when it dropped down to I believe it was like 36 or something like that.
Smart. That's smart. Shout out to Roller Goddamn Tape in the room. What's going on, bro? Real quick before we go to KG, KJ, my fault. David Renee, he said, "But Flyboy, don't you have debt from your houses? When do you plan on becoming debt free?" Here's the thing. There's two types of houses you can buy. There are income producing houses, and then there are houses that are single family houses. One is a liability, one is an asset. The thing that makes something a liability versus an asset is if it makes you more money than you pay for it. Now, my houses all have a mortgage on them, but my tenants pay more money and give me more money than what the mortgage costs. Therefore, it's technically good debt. There's a difference between bad debt and good debt. Good debt is that something that brings you money. Bad debt is something that costs you money. So whereas your house that you live in would be bad debt because you have to keep paying every year for, a rental property like where James has or like I have is an asset producing property that pays itself.
And then eventually that house appreciates in value, you can always sell it.
As well, yeah, that as well. KJ, what's going on, man?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah, actually, it's first time I ever. Today was first time I ever came to your channel, I like it. I like what you got going on. I come from a little different background, actually. At first, I'm an accountant. I've been an accountant for 20 some odd years, and I work in the government. I work for a city here in Northwest Indiana. And also a little bit different from a money perspective. I used to play college basketball back in the day before the what is it, the NIL? Still spending money since '92. But one of the things one of the things that you stated, and I believe I'm looking at his name is OG. Me and him is going to have a very lot in common. One, I'm a little bit older. That's one, and I'm actually married to someone that's from another country. Right?
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you.
She's upstairs right now. My wife is from Kenya, and that is the goal. Our goal is to move back to Kenya once we retire. And I'm 48 years old, and I'm done at 7. You can put this on the clock. 55, I'm done. My wife is a little bit younger than me, so I might have to stick around a little bit till she's getting her retirement. But that is the biggest thing. I watch your channel. I see you travel a lot. I like that. I've been to 54 countries.
Ooh, man.
Right. I set foot on 6 of the 7 continents. I understand it. Yeah, right. The money in the US dollar is tremendous when you start going overseas. And I've been with my wife for 22 years. And one of the things that we did, because she didn't know anything about the United States. I got her in that crate at the dorm room, opened it up and she was there, but one of the things was once we got established and graduated the whole 9 yards, we bought property overseas.
So you've had property overseas for a while now.
Well, here's the catch. We saved our stack, right, to buy property. And in Kenya, you can't own property if you're a female. All right. And so, and you can't own property if you are if you're not a citizen. Right. So, therefore, it just left her father, who passed. So we inherited a tremendous ton of property. Right. And I have a 10-year-old son who owns it.
Because your son with her is Kenyan.
Bingo. Dual citizenship. All right. I thought about it, like I said. So that's one of the things that I recognize very, very quickly, along with taxes, how to avoid them, who to marry, how to marry them, understand the laws, with the attorneys, is all on staff. That's how I learned how to not so much get over the system, it's just understand the system. All right. And then make the proper moves from there. But one of the big things I will say to anybody, I don't care who you are, I don't care how old you are, what situation that you're in. And the first thing you need to do is sit down, grab a notebook and a piece of paper, all right, and write out a 5-year plan. Okay. Write that plan out, and then write down each step that it takes for you to accomplish that plan. And when you wake up every morning, ask yourself that question. Are you doing what it takes for that plan? And get help on that plan. Don't go at it alone. Ask around, talk to people, research, Google. It's different when I was growing up. From looking at, you had to go to a library to get information.
Find the information,
right. You had to go to your elder to get the information. Right. Now it's in your pocket. So just look it up. Find people who are smarter than you. Keep them around you. Right, and then it helps you get to that 5-year plan. And when that 5 years come up, make another one, and then make another one, and then make another one. And before long, you're gonna be like, OG, he said he's in his 60s, I believe 65. I think he said, right. And before long, 63. My bad. Don't get me. Right, but before long,
I'm 60.
You said, oh, really? My bad. Right, before long, you've done this plan 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and then you're gonna be up in age, and you're gonna be like, wow, look at all the stuff I accomplished. So, like I said, I appreciate your show, and I think this is really really cool that you're doing this. Honestly,
That's awesome, man. See, I've never had anybody that went that into detail about how he strategized to plan for overseas. So, and I like how you segued it, because now we can go around the panel if anybody's thinking about moving overseas to see how you going to strategize about moving to where you want to move. OG?
Yep. Me, I just had a plan, and my plan, like I say, I'm growing up working, save, because I knew staying in California, taxes is rising, inflation's going high. My money is going to travel longer in Colombia. I've been to Colombia a few times. I like the atmosphere over there. And hey, I'm just going to live my best life. I'm going to buy some property over there, and then I might invest in some property over there.
Okay. See, James?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much what KJ said is how I pretty much got to the point where I'm at. Just keeping myself accountable for my goals and in a timely manner, because you can start some goals, man, in 5 years you like, well, what's going on, why I'm not, so I feel like that time thing, and just keep yourself accountable. You'll start seeing results, and it'll make you more motivated to keep going.
And here's the thing, I don't feel as though, like, I am the type of person that likes to own. So when I wanted to go work on get my condo in Mexico, I want to own it. But you really can just rent also, and you can take the money that you would buy it with, put it in, whether you put it in like a mutual fund or a portfolio, or if you're good with individual investing, you could put it in the stock market or in the crypto and just live off the interest that you make from there in the other country. There are multiple ways. You don't have to, because the issue is a lot of people, KJ, you were very, very blessed, very, very intellectual when you did it. OG, he stacked, so he was able to save. He was disciplined, so he could save like that. But it's going to be harder for a lot of younger people to really save the money, because you can't finance cribs overseas. You got to buy it cash. So it's like it's gonna take a while to build up what you need.
You got to have a good mindset too, a good mindset and a good plan. Commit to that plan, focus on that plan, achieve that plan, and just keep moving, keep pushing, don't stop. Your attitude determines how your altitude is going to affect your life.
Andre Lamar says, maybe we'll get Chad to answer this too, but Andre Lamar says, do you ever see the school systems going away? Everything anyone wants to learn is on the internet. Here's the thing. I personally don't see the school systems going away, because it's a way for and I don't like saying the government, so I'll just say the hierarchy of whoever's running America. It's a way for them to keep everybody in line and to keep the things going. So I don't think it's a chance of the school system going away, because here's the thing. If they wanted people to know financial education, they would teach it in school. But as I said before, without the poor people in the United States, or people of poverty, there will be no millionaires. So you need to keep people uneducated in order for the people who, at the top to stay at the top. Chad, you want to start with that?
To be honest, man, the school system was created to keep supplying the American system with workers. So I don't think it's ever gonna go away. Pretty much it's pretty much like a wash, rinse and recycle system, pretty much. And then most jobs are still requiring degrees. I know Google and Apple are doing like training programs now where you can just get certified and you don't necessarily need a degree, but most of the jobs do, and you have to go through that whole process. I went to college myself for 3 years, ended up dropping out and just started my own business. But I still had $20,000 worth of debt I had to pay off out of pocket. My sister went to HBCU. A lot of people don't know, if you go to HBCU, more than likely you're really not on scholarship, so you got to pay that out of debt. She ended up with almost $50,000 in college debt, and she hasn't been in college in almost 15 years and still owe a lot. Like, she probably paid off maybe like 15 to 20% of that. So it says the average debt is $45,000, but a lot of people have more debt than that. A lot of times Black people go to school for degrees that are worthless, like sociology, social work, history, or psychology, and with those degrees, you actually need a master's. So people are not thinking you need. you go to school, you also need a master's degree. And then if you're really like a real psychologist or psychiatrist, you actually need a doctorate to actually make some real money. Because I know somebody with a master's degree and she's still making $50,000 a year, which makes no sense.
That's wild.
So, a lot of these people are actually in over $100,000 worth of debt, so that debt is not going nowhere. And then what a lot of fellas got to realize is you got to pick the right woman too if you're looking to get married, because once you get married, her debt becomes your debt.
Yes.
So in a lot of states, even if you get divorced, you still pretty much have to pay that off or help her pay that off. Like a lot of people don't realize, like during the pandemic, they say a lot of women go with their feelings. They're not really not logical. If you didn't realize during the whole pandemic, as soon as everybody got their stimulus checks, a lot of the fellas stayed home or went to work. And guess what? A lot of the women did. They used that money to go line up at Gucci, line up at Louis Vuitton, or stayed home and spent it all on Amazon Prime.
That's right.
So that's how all these billionaires got really rich during that time, because it was a woman that was supporting that. And pretty much like I said, man, try to start a business, invest in real estate, and then side hustle until you have enough money to get where you want to get, man. Like I'm doing a few things right now to get my money back up to buy some real estate. I eventually want to buy some property in Colombia because I know it's cheap there. One of the guys in the BMT group, I stayed at his condo when I was there in December. Mm-hmm. He bought a 3-bedroom condo down there for $40,000.
How long ago?
In Cartagena.
How long ago?
That was in the end of November.
What part of Cartagena?
It's a little bit north of the
airport.
Centro, a little bit north of El Centro, in the neighborhood, regular neighborhood, in a high rise. He stays on the condo's on the 26th floor.
Damn, yeah, you got a good deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah, and then also a lot of people don't realize a lot of those neighborhoods have new investments, a lot of new condos going up, so you can buy in pre-production. You can probably get them for less than that.
That's crazy. When I was looking at places in Cartagena, the only area I really knew was the Boca Grande and La Guita area, and those places were starting at $60,000 for a studio.
Nah, you can just go right. It's literally 5 minutes from El Centro, man. 5 minutes. He got it for about $40,000, and then next week I go to Brazil, so I'm gonna also go out there and look for some property. Barra de Juca, and then Copacabana, Ipanema area. I heard is going for anywhere between 40 to 60. So I just want to get something started here first, and eventually move there and buy something.
That's awesome, man. That is definitely awesome. So, all right. So, fellas, we getting close to the hour. I want to wrap this up soon. I just want you guys, if you can, to each give like a final thought and something that can inspire people to, think about more than just being free for 15% of their life. Because I mean, this is, it kind of feels hopeless, but I understand that you just can't save everybody. But it's just a wild thought to figure that this is what life is. Life has been put this way. I mean, So maybe we start from OG. We'll go to Where's James. Go Chaz the Great. We'll end it with KJ, and we'll even add D Smith to the room. With like a thought on everything. So we'll go from OG, Where's James, Chad the Great, KJ Foster, and we'll end it with D Smith. I want you guys, you heard what I said, right, D Smith?
Yes, I did.
All right, so OG, ready?
Yes, sir. I just, like to tell all the young guys, hey, just, stay focused, man. Don't, keep your nose clean. You can travel, you can save your money, but just have a plan at the end of your term when you want to resign, quit your job, and you just want to retire at an early age. Make sure you got all your ducks in a row and just stay focused and stay around positive people. Be positive, because negative brings negative. And, if you want to buy some property somewhere, save your money up, work hard, and you'll achieve your goals and your dreams.
So, James?
Yeah, man. I'm going to just start off with just saying, life is short as is. So I feel like right now in this time of day, this goes for everybody, but especially as Black men, we got a lot of evil going on in the world. And I feel like for me, I found traveling was my escape from like the streets and doing what everybody typically doing. I could have just easily said I'm gonna do the same thing as every young person, but for me, seeing y'all older people traveling and that being my ultimate goal, it's like I already want to be out of a 9 to 5. I'm 24 and I'm already like feeling like I'm ready to retire. So it's just using everybody tools that I'm learning and just building from that, so I don't have to go through the same stuff. And I mean, staying motivated. Whatever you good at, stay motivated, stay doing it. It's gonna pay off. Don't worry about the money from the beginning. That's gonna pay off as long as you in it, and stay with it, man.
So, chat.
Pretty much, man. Just work. And then try to pick up a side hustle if you're just starting out, and until that side hustle can become your main hustle. You don't necessarily need to go to college. You can work one of these or train for one of these regular jobs where they're actually making 6 figures, like being an electrician or being cleaning floors or something like that. If you own a company, a lot of those guys make a lot of money. Just use that, eventually branch out, and then eventually just invest your money, man. Pretty much, if the money's made quick, you're probably gonna lose it quick. So just know you got to work hard to keep the money and just hustle.
AJ?
I'll give it to you like this. One of the things I do on the side is I coach youth football. Okay, so as a coach, as a board member there, you really don't have any money, right? So sometimes you have to fundraise is to actually fundraise for more money. Okay. And if you look at it that way, if you don't have $200, if you don't have $500 to do something, right, right, then you have to save 50 and try to make the 500, right? And then once you get to 500, then you can make the 6,000-7,000, right? And so it goes back to what I said initially about the plan, right? And really putting your plan out there in an objective form, right? Whatever that goal and whatever that vision is right. It could be whatever. Right? If it's retirement, that's a good goal. What are the steps that you have to do to get there? Right? A good person to listen to. I know a bunch of brothers out here talking, but listen. If you watch college football, look at Nick Saban, right, in the University of Alabama. Right? I'm a Michigan guy. I went to University of Miami for undergrad. I'm a Michigan Wolverine grad school, but look at Nick Saban, right? Mm-hmm. Nick Saban, he talks about the process. That's right. And that's what it is really itemizing each one of those objectives it takes for you to get to where you want to go. All right. And living that life every single day. All right. And that's it. If you want to save some money, stop eating out. Okay. And that's a quick way of doing it.
That's good.
Right. Well, I like to eat out. Okay. Well, then what things do you need to do to prevent you from eating out? Right. And then do those things. Right. And then all of a sudden, then you'll recognize, wow, oh, okay, I'm saving a little bit of extra money. That's fundraising to fundraise. Right? Right. If you're looking for, we want the big juicy cars. Love my wife. No, she wants the big SUV for the kids. I got it. I drive a little Honda Sentra. I fill the thing up once a month. More money being saved. Okay. It's those types of things that you have to do, and then you'll start to notice your nest egg, at least your cash flow is growing, right? And then it allows you to do other things, bigger and bigger things that you want to do, right, that you never thought was possible.
It's like a snowball.
Bingo.
D. Smith.
Hey, Fresh. Thanks for having me on. I just want to start by saying that. One of the reasons why I followed your channel, because I see a lot of, when I was in my 20s and 30s, a lot of you and me, or a lot of me and you. I started out from the bottom. I came from the inner city. And I'm going to tell you guys, just like Fresh, you got to work, man. You got to work. You got to work. You got to go in. You got to save. You got to be focused. Work. You got to have good work ethic. I'm telling you right now, I'm a black guy. I'm very successful in what I do. I own properties. I'm not going to go into detail of my situation. The only thing I can tell you is I'm very successful. And I'm telling you, we get a lot of bad rap. As a black guy, I go into meetings, I go places. The perception is unfortunately there. You got to work hard, guys. Gentlemen, you got to work hard, man. We got to work hard. We can't be lazy. We got to hustle. I got where I am just like Fred. I hustle. I worked. I started out on trucks. I started out at Frito-Lay. I was driving route sales. I went to college, had the college. I did route sales for like 5 years. I mean, I was hustling. I was the best route salesman. Went to work every day, bust my behind, got promoted in management, got out of the private sector, owned several businesses, did some investment, bought real estate. But I worked. The only message I can give to you young guys, please work, take pride in what you do. The good way to judge character is you do the right thing when nobody's looking. That's the way I live my life. I do the right thing when nobody's looking. When I can cheat, I don't. I do the right thing when nobody's looking. And if you live your life that way, it's just gonna benefit you. And I know that's why I follow Fresh, because this guy's I sense that he's a guy of principle. And that's the way I live my life. Guys, just all I'm saying is I could go into a lot of details, but the only thing I want to leave my message is stay focused, stay disciplined, and work. Work your butt off. And when it comes to relationships, just be careful, because once you start getting successful, they're gonna be coming. And you got to be careful, guys. I mean, be careful. Don't get no kids, because that's a whole, in the United States, you're gonna be paying. You're gonna be paying. If you got money, you're gonna be paying. They're gonna be after you. So, but that's later. Only thing I'm telling you now, stay focused, be the best you can be. And whatever you're doing, even if you're working at Giant or whatever the grocery store is in your, be the best bag boy. Work your way, save up, and aspire to open your own thing. Aspire to get your own thing. But you got to start from the bottom. You got to work and save. You know, like I like Fresh pattern. Get some real estate, save up. He shared with you how you can do it. He's right. Save up, get something small, get a duplex or whatever. Save up, but it requires discipline. Fresh needs to reiterate. It requires discipline.
It definitely does.
It requires discipline, because he had some money and he could have blew it. He said, no. He had to stay focused. You got to restrain yourself, because the temptation to want to get that new car, to want to get that new BMW, because you're going to start. You say he started making money. He could have said, let me flash and buy the new car. He bought a used car. He was smart. You got to be, guys, you got to discipline, because we live in a very materialistic, capitalist society that it's hard. The temptation to want to flash off and look could be overwhelming. And you got to really be disciplined, and you got to work hard. You look at some of these, I hate to say some of these foreign, but some of these people that come to the United States, these foreigners, they work, they live in 2-bedroom apartments, they struggle, they busting their butt, saving, living up, and then they ultimately buy and own their own business. I mean, you got to work, man. You got to, it's hard, man. And it's hard. It really is hard, but you can do it. That's the only message I got.
It's not given to you, fellas. You got to go out and get it.
You got to work.
No matter
it's hard. And you got to be disciplined. You got to be disciplined, because I'm telling you, it's something else, you know. But
listen, I just want to thank everybody on the panel for coming, man. I mean, like OG, Wiz, James, D. Smith, KJ, Chad, man. Listen, here's the thing about this panel right now. Just look at the panel right now. You have people from all different walks of life. You have people in all different age levels, all different processes, in all different points in the process. Like KJ said, you have all different points in the process. You can look in. I don't know if you guys want to maybe before we end it, shout if you have an Instagram or something where there's somebody that may want to get some advice, just shout it out. But here's the thing: no matter where you at, you got where's James? 23, right?
Yeah, I'm 24 now, but yeah.
24. We got 24. We got I don't know KJ how old you was.
I'm 48.
24. 37, 48, 60, and D. Smith. I don't know if you want to say your age, but
53.
At 53, look at it. You have all different points of the process that you can go and get information from. Now, of course, these guys are definitely busy. We're all busy people. So you don't think that just because you if they give you the Instagram, you can hit them up and they're going to respond that fast. No, and before you hit them up, if they give you an Instagram, make sure you know exactly what you want to do. Don't waste anybody's time, because time is the one thing we can't get back. Once again, this whole thing is about time versus money. So I don't know if you guys want to shout anything out, any Instagrams, or if not, then it's cool. But I'll go with OG, James, Chad, J Falls, KJ.
Yeah, I don't have an Instagram.
Okay. James?
I keep my shit private.
I feel you, man. It's like in this era. James?
Yeah, I got an Instagram. It's actually pretty much the same name as Pin right here. It's all together with 2 underscores, and it's the same for my YouTube channel. Y'all, Fly, you inspire me to keep the channel going, man. You know, I had my lower days where I wanted to stop, but both platforms, same name.
All right, so what y'all do is like if you Chad, I know you got an Instagram, Chad. Maybe you want to tell them?
Same as my name right here, Chad the Great.
Okay, KJ.
Mine is simple. It's KJ.Foster.9.
Okay, and D Smith.
Yeah, I would just like to provide feedback. Like as you have chat, I'll just add information in the chat. I'm not really, you know.
I got you.
I'm not really public, and I'd like to keep it private situation. But I would like to give input and feedback because I think I could really add a lot of value, especially when the younger guys are coming up. I can see what a lot of things that are happening, and you know, I think I can add value to a lot of your conversations.
All right, so like I say, here's even the better thing. Like I said, if you guys want to send anybody want to send me an Instagram, I'll put it in the comments. But here's the thing: these guys are all on this show right here. If you want and you're watching this video, leave a message in the comments. They may come back to the comments and answer the message to help you out, and that's the easiest way to do it. And it's private. So I appreciate everybody for coming in. I'm gonna end it with my last words, and then hopefully you guys join me again next time on the Money Talk Mondays or something, man. Appreciate everybody, y'all.
Appreciate you, Fly. Thank you for having us on the platform.
Thanks for having me on the panel.
Y'all got it.
Thank you.
Once again, man, listen. I told you guys in other shows, man. We are so amazing when we come together. Look at this. We are so amazing when we come together. Just helping anybody out there. And it's like, it's not a lot of us that come together like this. So when you do see brothers come together like this, you got to appreciate it and you got to get the information. Like, the information is out there. It's up to you to go find out what you need to survive, because it's going to get to a point. It's going to get to a point here in the United States. And I don't know if you guys sense it. I don't know if it's going to be in my lifetime. I don't know if it's going to be in my son's lifetime. I don't know if it's going to be my daughter's lifetime. I don't know. But it's going to be a point in the United States where they just don't care about nobody no more, and it just gets bad. So make a change now for yourself. Make a change for your generations and for the generations that come behind you, man. It's your boy FRE $H Fresh at the Flyboy Way. That's THEFLYBOYWAY. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel, and I'll see you on the next Money Talk Mondays. Peace.